Alright, I'm in the process of uploading the last video that I did about dehydrating canned chicken. This is still an effort to go through my pantry, and since it's just me, what I don't go ahead and cook up and sometimes share the meals with my mom or my brother, and if it doesn't get donated to some of the local pantries. Thankfully, we are so blessed here that there's so many local food giveaways. But due to lack of space, I'm going through, and on all of these things, I'm going through, oh, that's black olives. That don't fit. What of these is not like the other? Sorry about that. I meant that's going in something that I'm making tonight with a canned chicken. But I'm going through, these are all expired, or Best By December 2023. I'm going to open them all up, drain them out, put them here in this dehydrator. If I need more space than what this is a Nesco. This dehydrator, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 racks was, I think I paid $25 for it. I did have to, it came with this one little cover here, but what I do is I go online and you can buy these rubber things, and they'll make them that are round or square, and that helps all the small stuff as they dehydrate to not fall through. All of you that do this already know, but there's probably some people out here that don't do this, and I'm trying to make, the more people I can make feel comfortable with, hey, if that old goober can do it, anybody can, then I feel good about it. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on, and I'm going to do this with all of my pantry. Number one, it's a little bit harder for me. I feel a burden to stock up for my family that laughs and thinks I'm a joke, and all of us that prepare are a joke. I still love them, so I prepare for me and them. And green beans is one of those that it's just so useful. You can eat them combined with a meal. You can use them in casseroles, as you all know. You can use them in soups, and guess what? You can use them when you're making dog food. So I do buy a lot of these. And somebody commented the other day, and I've seen people comment all the time, that what do you do whenever your family or your friends think you're crazy for doing this? You just smile and still go about your business. They will find out the hard way, and then they'll be so glad, oh, she wasn't such an idiot after all, or he wasn't crazy. You can't let people, I don't think they're really meaning to be ugly. I really don't. I just think they're delusioned. And some people won't know the truth until they literally get hit square in the face with it. And then I'm hoping that all my relatives, I'll be honest with you, the world keeps on spinning and everything is just fine, and that they go to their graves thinking, well, she was just a Looney Tune. I would rather that happen than the fact that SHTF happens and they think, oh my gosh, she's right. I don't always want to be right. Sometimes I want to be wrong, because for me to be able to say I told you so meant the bottom fell out, and I don't want to say I told you so, except for right now. I told you so. Just kidding. Alright, I'm going to get these ready, and I'm going to start dehydrating. I may come back on and show you what it looks like as I put them on the racks. Alright, I'm going to take this opportunity to remind people, almost everything these days have a pop top, but some of them don't. I've heard that these last a whole lot longer, which makes sense, but that being said, make sure you have just manual can openers. Alright, here is I have 2 of the smaller cans on each of these. So I've got 2 of them. This is packed a little bit fuller than sometimes I would like, but I've learned over the 2 years since I've been dehydrating, I move things around a lot. And then on this, I don't know if that one's the 2, but then on one of these, I did just the 28 ounce. 28 ounce is kind of perfect for this, and 14 and a half is 29 ounces. But what I'm doing in some of this case is I'm throwing some to my dogs. They're sitting here begging, and I'm telling you, dogs will eat green beans just fine. Yeah, there you go. And if you hear me walking on a sticky floor, that's part of why. I can't get them to help me do anything. All right, now this is the only thing I really just do not like about certain dehydrators. But like I explained before, I think I paid $20 for this. But it was only 4 racks in there, and I think I bought 2 more, and then I bought some of those rubber mat things. Here's what I don't like about it. You plug it in and it's on. I only have one of my dehydrators that has, oh, for Pete's sake, Satan, depart. My kids are crazy. Alright, I'm going to put this on 125. I only have one dehydrator that has a timer. The downside to not having a timer, let's just say I plug this in, and I do plan on letting it run for a long, long time. I'm not going to time it anyway, but let's just say I have an old fart moment and I forget about this. Well, if I leave the house and forget all about this, this thing is going to run. This thing will run until either A, I get back to the house and remember, oh good grief, I forgot to unplug it, or B, it burns my house down, or C, trips the breaker. So that's the only thing I don't like about this. But here again, $20. My one and only one that I have an actual timer on. I can set the timer for 1 hour, 2 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours, and just forget about it because it's going to shut itself off. But I also paid like $160. So, and trust me, that was a splurge on my income. So you do what's best for you. I'm just going to put this on 125, and I'm here all day with my crazy chihuahuas, and I'm just going to let her rip, let her run. Talk to you later. I'll get back with you. Okay, well, now I see why I don't see a bunch of people posting about dehydrating green beans. Look at how much they swivel down to. And that's also why I see more freeze-dried green beans. And some of these I thought, no, they're completely done and brittle. I did this a long, long time. I will tell you, it also took forever for these to completely dehydrate. Probably because they must have a really higher water content. So I will jar them up. Okay. The canned green beans that I dehydrated are finished. They're still in the conditioning phase. This is them. It combined, it would have been a little bit more than a quart jar. Plus, conditioning is simply doing this a time or two a day for several days, say a week, to make sure nothing sticks. And in order to do that, I divided these up. So, this is the canned green beans. I have never done the rehydrating before. Alright, can you hear that? How dry they are? I'm not going to do a lot. You're going to learn this at the same time I do. Can you hear? Totally, completely dry. Now this, I also have never done any of this comparison. These were frozen green beans that I did August 2022. Still good and dry. So on this side will be the frozen dehydrated green beans. It shouldn't make a difference, but hey, while we're learning, let's learn this together. And this over here is going to be the canned green beans that are dehydrated. Ooh. I'm going to pour a little bit out on here. See, they're still making that little plinky noise. Dry. And what I did is I did put a moisture absorber in here. And since I use this regular kind of bottle, at this time I did not stick an oxygen absorber. So we'll both see this for our own. This is some hot water that I did in my coffee maker just to get hot water. I have no idea how much to put. It's not about an amount right now. Let's just make sure there's enough water in there. And then what I'm going to do is cover it. And now let's see. The time, 2:19. Alright, now it is 2:29. So this is 10 minutes later. Now let's see. I don't have any idea what's the correct amount to do this. So here are the frozen, rehydrated green beans. I would say the water could have even been hotter and done better. I don't know. Okay, that's back to now a green bean. Tastes like a green bean. I'm not positive. I probably would let it soak in hot water a little bit longer if I was going to eat this as a side dish, just green beans. But that turned out great. Now this is the canned dehydrated. And I will say, I dehydrated this canned green beans a lot longer than I did these, which may make a difference. I don't know, but I want you to see the exact same thing I do. Some of these seem to rehydrate very well, and others of these not so much. They may have been littler to start with. I don't know. So let me try one of these. Yep, tastes like green beans. I am still not sure if I would eat them necessarily just as a complete green bean side dish, but in soups or stews or casseroles, both of them, either of them would be great. And the good thing about using frozen green beans, they may even be cheaper per ounce. I don't know. That involved too much math for me. Sorry. And the canned beans has so much water, and yet whenever you buy the frozen green beans, it's just the green beans. So it may be cheaper per ounce. But for myself, frozen green beans are really easy because you simply buy them from the store or freeze them yourself, and then if you need to clean out of your freezer, you open them up, you pour them onto the dehydrator trays. The canned green beans, and see, they're already processed. Same thing with the canned green beans. You drain out the juice and then you put them on the trays. I think these are both excellent ways to make shelf stable, to give you some room back in your pantry to put other stuff, and it's a good way to rotate stuff out. And now once this is completely conditioned, I will put it in a jar or two, one big jar or two smaller, and I will vacuum seal it. Here's that dehydrated canned chicken. It's about finished. I think it's been almost a week now. It's still fine. There's nothing sticking here. You do what works for you. There's no particular rules. If you're not comfortable with something, don't do it, or do it enough to where you feel comfortable with. You do you. For me, it's about being prepared and having food for myself and my family and whoever I want to share with. But I'm going to end only on one note. Yes, I have posted a lot lately and 2 messages back to back that I feel led to do. But I'm going back now that I've gotten those 2 burdens off my heart. They're in the Lord's hand to do what He wants to with. We'll go back to some prepping stuff or whatever nature. I'm going to do Deuteronomy 31 verse 6. Be strong and of a good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, He it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Them is whoever means to do you harm. Okay? Does that mean no harm will ever come against you? No, it does not. And people mislead you whenever they say that. There are cases to where nothing bad will happen. But there's cases also, maybe we are, even as Christians, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Some may be protected. Maybe you shouldn't have been in that place to start with, like a bar or like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the likes are. Love you guys. Take care. Keep prepping. Get food in your pantry. If you have a dehydrator, you can do this. I will say, I thought about this the other day. The downside to maybe dehydrating, if we get to, or when the SHTF happens, water may be one of the most valuable things on the planet. I don't know. In which case, if everything is dehydrated, are you going to use up valuable water that you need to live on yourself? So, that being said, you might want to keep all of your canned goods that already has the liquid in it and save the water for later. Think these things through. Do what you need to do. I'm happy with either of these methods so far, and that's soup and stew and casserole material right there. So, love you guys. Take care.